Hey, this is DukeApples, and we're playing Super Mario Brothers because I don't know, I'm just kind of feeling kind of lazy today. Some classic Mario Brothers. Ah, yes. I'm using the NES Classic that I got for Christmas. It was pretty awesome. Came with 30 games. Now, I don't know. I don't think I've ever actually beaten this game, but I know some secrets. Oh, this is a top tier playthrough. You know, people can beat this game in 5 minutes. Well, even faster than that, actually. And here I am, dying on the very first level. Oh well, if I can get this mushroom every single time, wherever it is. Am I in the wrong spot? I just got it. Never mind. Anyways, just having a nice, easy, lazy day. Don't want to do much, just want to throw something out there. Have lots of fun. And play a game that I've never actually beaten before. Like, I remember definitely have beaten Mario 3. Like, I've done that many times. And Mario 2, or the version that we got in the United States, I've gotten far in that game, but I've never beaten that game either. So, I don't know. I mean, sure, why not? I'll play them all. Just having fun. Just some chillaxing. I mean, this is gonna end in a game over, but you know, it's not my fault. Maybe I could, maybe if I can remember where some of these warp pipes are, and skip to the end and actually end this episode in success. Wouldn't that be nice? Okay, I know where, like, the warp pipe is in this game. Or in this level. And I think, like, the next one is in 4-2. So if I get the one here, and then get the one in 4-2, we'll beat this entire game. Wouldn't that be pretty pro? Tight controls. Oh, that was terrible. This isn't going great at all. Straight up never mind. I don't even know why I decided to do this. This is horrible. I'm the worst. I can't believe some people, like my sister, is like, "Oh no, you're awesome at games." That's totally not true at all. Alright, just gotta be a bit more calmer on this. Like, we have a plan to beat the game. Just I don't have the skills to pull it off. Maybe if I was actually good, I wouldn't be doing warps. Play through the entire game, you know? Play it legit, 100% clear. The truth is, like, I've played NES games as far back as I can remember. Way back when lived with my parents when I was a kid. What I used to do is I'd always just watch my parents play games, and they had an NES, and they would play tons of NES games, and in my uncle's house, I would always just watch them play games. I would rarely have the opportunity to play games, so I was always interested. I was like, I wanted to watch, I wanted to play. I think that most of the secrets that I know in, like, this game, like this first invisible block that has the health in it, and all the secrets that I know from Mario 2, and all the secrets that I know from Mario 3, like, these are all things that my mom taught me, or at least I learned by watching her play. I remember even when my uncle, when he was like, I guess quote unquote babysitting, he was babysitting me, and the only thing I wanted to do was I just wanted to play video games. I was like, come on, can we play video games now? Can we play Mario 3 together now? The only thing I really remember is the entire time I just remembered begging him. I don't know if we ever even played it. I think that the reason I remember this is because we actually didn't play, but I just remembered it's like, hey, come on, let's play games, and he never wanted to. Oh well. I even remember, because I lived in an apartment complex when I was a kid, when I was like, this must have been when I was 5 years old, and like, living in an apartment complex, 20 years ago, you know, because I'm old as hell now, there was a park in the complex, and every day I would just look out my window and see kids playing all the time. And so the apartment complex park is where I met a lot of friends that I had for a long time. And that was like the playground for me. Like, this where I went and talked video games with people, you know. Sonic the Hedgehog, Super Mario Brothers. And that's the place where people like passed tips and tricks to me too. Because I think that I definitely learned some things, especially about Sonic, from the playground, quote unquote. I remember going to some people's houses. It's like, hey, I have a Nintendo, and I was like, hell yeah, I'll come over. Let's play some Nintendo. And they'd either have like this game, Mario 1, or they have Mario 3, and we'd play it together and usually get to the second world, and that'd be the end of the gameplay. Another quick little memory about the NES and Super Mario is I don't remember why I was in the hospital as a young kid, but I remember that they straight up brought my NES to the hospital so I could just keep playing Mario. So I've definitely played this game, Mario Brothers 3, as long as I can remember. Even in high school, when we first learned things about, like, that was embarrassing. When we first learned about like emulators, it's like, oh man, you can play Super Mario on the computer? I mean, playing on keyboard was a bit awkward, but that was awesome. I remember in the, I think we're about to come up to that shortcut. I think it was the 8th grade. Oh, can I even do it as Small Mario? Oh, there it is. Alright. Uh-oh. I may not be able to get around this block. Ah, I did it. Alright. Anyways, in the 8th grade, I remember just playing Mario 3 on the computer thanks to emulators. Like, when it always came down to playing any NES games, I was like, yes, it's always got to be Mario 3. Like, that's my childhood. That's what I've always been nostalgic for. That's the game that I love. I think we're on path to beat this game. I guess if I can beat this world, that remains to be seen. The thing is, I'm nostalgic for Super Mario Bros. 3 and Super Mario Bros. 2. I'm not really nostalgic at all for this game. Never really played it as a kid. Whoa. And I definitely have never beaten this game. If we beat this game right now, that's like the first time I've ever beaten this game. Which is why I do not think that it's actually going to happen. I remember I'm pretty sure it was on an emulator. I was like, hey, Mario 1, let's play Mario 1. And I think that I got like on World 2, because I always like trying to play games legitimately. Like, I think that skipping worlds is skipping the game, you know? like, so when I play like Super Mario Brothers 3, I don't like just skipping to the World 8 immediately and beating the game in 11 minutes. I want to experience the game. Anyway, so I was playing through this game, and I was on the second world, and I was just constantly dying. And in this game, you only have like, what, 3 lives? Uh-oh. And I kept dying like on the second world, and I was like, well, fuck this game. This game's way too hard. So that's why I opted this time for this little playthrough to play through the game as fast as possible. Oh goodness. Doesn't take that long to get. We're gonna try it a few times. Just relaxing. Telling stories, learning something about me. Because yeah, like I said, I absolutely don't want to like. Maybe one day I want to speedrun a game, just like pick a game and try to get good at it and try to beat it as fast as possible. And like a game like this wouldn't even be that bad. Well, I don't think it'd be that bad, because like the entire run of this game can be done in about 5 minutes. That means optimizing each level wouldn't take too terribly long. I might be seriously underestimating this. Like, speedrunning this game could be some serious business that I'm just like, oh no, it's easy. But the thing is like, I never wanted to speedrun a game typically because I didn't want to skip content. Like, this game has 8 levels and 8 worlds and then 4 levels per world. And what, I just want to skip all of it? And just turn it off because then I'm done with it? No. So, when I play Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo, like, every time I replay that game, it's always like 100% completion. Like, going through all the gates and doing all the things. I just don't like skipping content. Like, if you see me play some other games, like Bloodborne, for example, like, I don't want to miss anything. I want to go to every zone, fight every single boss, find every single treasure. I don't want to just run through as fast as possible. I think that when a game wants you to start skipping content, it's not a very good game now, is it? Which, you know, it's not common that that's the case, where skipping content is the optimal way to go. And I don't like doing things like easy mode either. For example, with like Sonic games, like Sonic 2 and Sonic 3. A typical playthrough of that would be to get all of the Chaos Emeralds and just breeze through that entire game. But that's another thing. I definitely have the skills and have the ability to collect said Chaos Emeralds, but I mean, that would be like skipping like all the bosses, for example, because then you just kind of make the rest of the levels a joke and you make the bosses a joke. So much so that it kind of feels like just skipping content. Sure, it's fun. It absolutely is fun. And it is fun to blaze through at high speeds, immortal, and just, you know, have fun. I don't know if I can properly explain what fun is, but it's fun as hell. But, like, I don't want to be like, oh, you know, I'm feeling pretty nostalgic for Super Mario, or Sonic 2. Just pop it in, collect all the Chaos Emeralds, and then breeze through the game. Yay! No. I don't want to do that. Like, if I go back and play Super Mario Brothers 2, I want to go through and, you know, play the game as intended. Fight all the bosses as intended. And then actually have, you know, good memories. Uh-oh. Can I duck jump? Yeah. Alright. Because I think that, you know, the Super Sonic is kind of like skipping content. And that's the whole point of the story that I'm trying to make, is I don't want to skip content. I remember I had a friend, you know, we played Super Mario Brothers 3 all the time, right? And it's like, you know, both of us, we can beat the game, and that's what he does. He just picks up the game, gets both of the whistles, skips the World 8, beats the game. So I was like, well, you're only good at that because you've just repeatedly practiced that over and over again. So I got to a point, like on World 7 with the plants. I was like, alright, beat this level. And he absolutely struggled. He couldn't handle it. It was too hard. It's like, well, you beat World 8 all the time, like a champ, like a breeze. I mean, it is possible that World 7 is harder. I don't think so. But the thing is he just spends all of his life skipping content. So he's never even played World 7 before. Uh-oh, this is all going downhill. One more chance to make it through, what, 3 more levels? This ain't good. Maybe if I didn't skip content sometimes, I would be able... Can you just, like, run over... I think you can just straight run over 1 gap spaces. Maybe that'd be a safer option. What I'm really afraid of in this level is that last jump. Well, I think it's the last jump. Where there's only 1 block to jump on. So let's see. What have we learned about me today? I don't like skipping content. Oh, that's good. That's a good. Alright, we're coming up to the... Oh, man. That was terrible. Let's see, what else? What else can we say? Other than I'm quite obviously terrible at this game. Oh man, I didn't want to feel stressed today. I wanted just nice, easy, and relaxed gameplay. Whoa. Well, it's already going downhill. I think there's a star in this top one. Or it would have been a star if I still had Big Man. But I've always loved Mario games. I never owned a Super Nintendo when I was a kid. Like, never. So, when Super Mario World, I entirely played that game at a friend's house. I had a friend, JD, who lived like, I'd say about 3 houses down from me at the time. Of course, this was after I moved out of the apartments, because now I lived in a house. So this was like when I was in the 3rd grade. Like 3rd grade to 6th grade. I lived in a house in a small town called The Passes. Anyways, let's see. What was I saying? He had a Super Nintendo, and I had a Sega. So he would come over to my house, and we would play Sonic games. Like, he was the Tails when I was playing Sonic 2 and Sonic 3. And when I went over to his house, and we take turns playing Super Mario World, I was the Luigi. You know, his house, he was Mario. And I spent so much time at his place, I learned the entire game. So that even if I popped in Super Mario World right now, I could 100% that game. With all the exits. Oh, that game is quite tough. I don't know why, under the vanilla underground, like heading towards the red switch, I always have trouble right there. I don't know why. Let's see. I had a lot of friends when I was growing up, and it was just like all in the block, because when I lived in this town, The Passes, it was just a residential street, and it was a loop, so there was no reason to go down the street unless you lived on that street. And the block was full of kids. And so all the kids played outside on the street, and we all became friends. I knew all the kids that lived on that block. I knew the kids that were directly next to me, across the street, 3 houses down. I knew them all. And we did, like, rollerblading was a thing. All the kids had rollerblades, all the kids had bikes, and very few of them had video games. And I went to a lot of people's houses that had, you know, game consoles. Like, oh, you have a game console? That's awesome. And every house I ever went to, they always had a Super Nintendo. Everyone had a Super Nintendo. Which always made me jealous of the Super Nintendo, yes, but I was the only kid on the entire block with a Sega. So if you wanted to get your Sonic action on, or Vector, or Dr. Robotnik Mean Bean Machine, oh man, I love Puyo Puyo. I was the guy. I was that kid that had that. But I remember one friend I went over and played Super Mario World. I remember another friend it was the first time I played a Super Mario World 2, the Yoshi story, or Yoshi Island. Ha, I knew it. And I think that this other girl on the street, she had a Super Nintendo. And I played a game that was like, it was a Puyo Puyo game. It was the Kirby version for the Super Nintendo. I remember another person's house. I went over there, and that was the first time I played a what was it called? It was the Power Rangers. The Power Rangers game on the Super Nintendo. Everyone had Super Nintendos. I don't know, like, it was super common. I was jealous, but it's like whoever's house I went to had the Super Nintendo. But now that the thing is, like, I had the Sega, and I did take my Sega to some people's houses, cause whoa, chase that down. Not too far. I love playing Puyo Puyo, or the Dr. Robotnik Mean Bean Machine, and I would take that to other people's houses and I would challenge them, essentially. I'm trying to get other people to get good at the game, but, you know, and then just me showing everyone how good I am and how superior I am at that game. I was, like, insanely good at that game. I love Puyo Puyo. Let's see, is killing that thing a thing? Alright. Now, Super Nintendo. I never owned a Super Nintendo, as I said. But then, things started getting crazy as the console generations went up a level. Because then we came onto the PlayStation, and came onto the what is it called? Nintendo 64. Actually finding it a little bit difficult to talk and play this level at the same time. Oh goodness, can I make that jump? I need, like, momentum. Oh no. Oh no. But I've always loved Mario. I remember the first time I ever saw a 3D game was Super Mario 64. And I saw it, like, at a Walmart, because I don't think they do this anymore. But Walmart had, like, a station set up that you could play the games. They're, like, on display. I mean, I'm sure they still do it. I know Best Buy still does that. Hey, this mushroom is going to keep me well fed. And I remember that when I was playing Super Mario 64 at the Walmart, I remember that, like, I didn't know this at the time, but the controller was messed up and I couldn't move. But I didn't know that that was what was going on, so I thought there was some other force, like, pulling me back, and I was kind of like stuck in the corner, and the game was unplayable because the controller was so messed up. I mean, that's just another memory that's always stuck with me. And I remember I was like, why is that what 3D games is? You're just not, like, I thought it was like an invisible barrier. Like, I learned about invisible barriers and it wasn't really an invisible barrier, it's just the controller was messed up. But that certainly blew me away. Super Mario 64. Oh man, I love that game. Ugh. Well, I don't think we're gonna find much success here. I got a little bit further, but with no bueno. But hopefully you learned something about me this time. I'm trying not to be all reactive and say some stuff about my childhood. The one thing that I'm worried about, though, is repeating stories. How boring would that be? It's like, oh gosh, Duke, we've already heard that fucking story. Well, thank you for watching anyways, and we'll talk to you next time.